What's up, guys? In this video, you are going to learn how to never compete on price with your products that you're selling on Amazon. What's up, guys? I'm Andy. You're watching Learn How. You should never compete on price. If your strategy is to come in and be the lowest price competitor, you are going to lose. We're going to talk all about it in this video. The entire purpose of this episode is for me to drill into your mind, deep into the center of your skull, the phrase, never compete on price. Try not to bang on my desk too loud because I don't want it to, make annoying sounds. Never compete on price. Let me clarify that one step further. I wanted my motto to be short, so I had to make it be never compete on price. But what I should really be saying is never start an Amazon business with the sole purpose of being the lowest price option out there. Far too many people are making this mistake. Far too many people are saying there's this many product offerings for this product, whatever it is. I mean, you come up with it in your head. I'm going to go in and be cheaper. Everything is way too expensive. I can make a cheaper option. I'm sorry to say this, but in 2012, that would have maybe worked for you. It is 2020. It's about to be 2021. That is no longer a viable strategy. It is not. For me and for you listening or watching at home, in your bedroom, maybe you're young, you're in college, maybe you're married, you have a young kid at home, maybe you're older, you've been working for the man for 20 years and you want to do something different. For us common folk, that is not an option. And here's why. You are going to need profit margin in order to scale your business. It is extremely important. And that's why I preach in my free guides, in my paid ebook, on my YouTube, on everything, my coaching. Shoot for a 50% profit margin. I promise you, if you get to a 50% profit margin and you have an amazing product, you can price it higher and you are going to be so much better off when it's time to run ads and marketing and scaling and cash flow and reinvesting. So much better off. Like, I can't even explain that enough. If your name is Walmart or Target or what is another, big Nordstrom, then yes, if you want to go make a 10% profit margin, that's awesome for you because you have massive distribution. You already have massive supply chain, massive customer base, massive brand, massive awareness. You can go out and launch a brand new product and squeeze out the lowest price and squeeze out that 8% profit margin and make millions of dollars because you're selling millions of things, like millions of units or whatever, But we don't have that luxury. We do not have that working capital. We're bootstrapping this. A lot of us are starting this from home. We're starting with $2,000, $3,000. I like to recommend $5,000, $10,000, which is a lot of money for a lot of us, right? So we have to be smart with our money. We don't have millions of dollars to launch products out in the world and spend millions on TV ads. We don't get to do that. So if you go into this thinking, I'm going to be the lowest price, one, your profit margins are going to be next to nothing, which is my main point here. And it's going to make it extremely difficult to do any form of pay-per-click, advertising, social media, marketing, anything like that, and be profitable. But here's the other issue. And this isn't that first one, profit margin. That's much more analytical, mathematical. But here's the other issue, and I'm going to pull this up on Amazon right here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this. I'll talk you through it as well. I'm on Amazon. I am looking at iPhone charging cables. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I have bought multiple knockoff iPhone charging cables in my lifetime. There are hundreds of them on Amazon for way cheaper than what the actual Apple brand charging cable is. So this is the issue, though. Again, if you were starting this back in 2012 and you're a big brand already, then yeah, you get to launch these $12.99, $8.99 charging cables and make money all day long. But for someone like us just getting into this, If your idea is I'm going to sell a iPhone charging cable that is a knockoff that's cheaper. So instead of, I don't even know how much are the real ones. I don't even see the Apple brand on here. Anyways, probably like 30, 50 bucks, I'd guess. These ones are like $8. So if you come into this thinking, here's one right here for $9.98. If you come in here thinking, I'm going to start a brand on Amazon, I'm going to sell iPhone charging cables, and I'm going to sell them cheaper. I'm going to sell them for $9.98. How are you protecting yourself from someone who's going to come and sell them for $8.98? I actually just talked about this in the YouTube video that I posted yesterday a little bit. The only thing that is going to save you, and this all ties into together. You'll see right here how this all ties in together. The only thing that's going to save you are your reviews. So the only reason these puppies right here, Cavalry Wolf is the brand name, are selling their 4-pack of iPhone charging cables for $9.98 is because they have 9,624 reviews. Just to give you an idea, a lot of new sellers that I work with and products that I've seen launch from people like us, right? We're not already established brands. That's totally different. But from brand new sellers, it can take you about a year to get 100 reviews. Like that's pretty standard. A year to get 100 to 300 reviews. So if you were going to try to compete with these guys and convince people that they should buy your iPhone charging cable, which is exactly the same, it is in no way different than what's already out there, for $8.98, you're going to have to get thousands of reviews. And let me break it to you. Do you want to know how you get reviews? You get reviews by paying for marketing and advertising to get your product out there. Because when you're at 0 reviews, no one sees your product. That's just the way it is. You have to spend money on pay-per-click. You have to spend money on social media. Like however you want to get the word out there, you got to get it out there. But you're probably going to have to pay for it unless you already have a huge following on social media. Anyways, you're going to have to spend money on pay-per-click, okay? To start to build your reviews up, to get people to buy your thing so you can get reviews, so that you can sell more. If you're selling these for $8 and you're trying to undercut $9.98 guy, your profit margins are slim as can be, right? You're making $1 per sale. Your profit margin's 10%, 15%, which means you have to convert your Amazon pay-per-click campaign with an advertising cost of sales. We call it ACOS, ACOS. I say ACOS. That is the metric that you use to see, what percentage of the sale price you spent to get a customer. So if you sell something for $10 and your ACOS is 100%, you spent $10 to get that customer, which means you did not make any money. In fact, you lost money after fees, FBA fees and stuff. If you have a 15% profit margin, your ACOS has to be under 15% conversion in order to be profitable. Even if it was 15%, that'd be breaking even. You're not even making money. That is extremely difficult, especially in a competitive market. Even in a not competitive market, 15% is tough. Once you start to if you're trying to get ACOS under 10%, most of the time it's from branded keyword searches. Meaning people go to Amazon, they type your brand name because they are specifically looking for you. You'll get ACOS under 10%. We get ACOS for Remy and Rue searches for like 2 to 5%. Any core keyword, charging cable, I guarantee you, I don't have the ad data back this, but I would be willing to bet money that the ACOS, the competition for the keyword iPhone charging cable, is gotta be like 90%, 80 or 90%. Like you're going to bleed money out the wazoo to get sales through pay-per-click until you have 9,000 reviews. Once you have 9,000 reviews, you're gonna be sitting nice. But still your net, like the net right here, I'm looking at the net on Amazon with my Jungle Scout tool. It's showing the net as 89 cents. Every sale you're making 89 cents. Sure, Cavalry Wolf is selling 200 a day now because they have 9,000 reviews, but most of us don't have that cash to infuse into a business. If you had that hundreds of thousands of dollars, yes, you could probably do this. But for a $5,000 budget, this is not a strategy. Let's pretend you do iPhone cables and you sell them for $8.98. You're $1 cheaper than Cavalry Wolf here, and you start to get some sales. That's great. You're making 60 cents per sale. You're starting to get sales. You got great reviews, yada, yada, yada. You're replenishing your inventory on autopilot. You're not making any money, but you're scaling up. Cool beans. What happens when Cavalry Wolf drops their price down to $7.99, or another competitor comes in, a bigger player comes in, and they're $7.99, you're $8.99, and then they do the same thing to you, and you're screwed? And you can't drop your price. Your margin is 60 cents. You can't. If you drop your price more, there's no point in selling. You're not even making sense. That is the issue with only having price as your competition, or like your differentiation strategy. Okay? You cannot compete on price. Lowest price. I should clarify that. I should change my motto. I like never compete on price better though. Okay? What you should be doing, you should be thinking, if we're talking iPhone cables still, because here we are on iPhone cables, you need to think to yourself, how am I going to make the best, I shouldn't say most expensive, but the best higher priced charging cable with features and value that other people cannot replicate? That's a really hard question to answer for iPhone cables, which is why I'm not interested ever in selling iPhone cables. I don't care how many sales, big numbers these are showing me on Jungle Scout. Like, I'm not selling iPhone cables because I don't know, or I don't have a good idea. Maybe in the future I will. I don't have an idea of how I can make a better iPhone cable that I can charge $30 for, that has some feature that's better than anything else out there that other people can't replicate, because I either have designs that my creativeness comes up with, or I have patents to protect my property, or whatever it is. But that's how you have to think. You have to think, how can I be premium? How can I be more expensive than these cheap ones, but deliver that value that's worth it? There is an audience for high-priced products. There is, I promise you, in anything. There are people who do not want the cheapest. There's certain products where people don't care. An iPhone cable is probably the type where it's like, I want an iPhone cable. I just want one that has good reviews and that's cheap. But for other stuff, clothing, watches, like, think of stuff. There's people who are like, oh yeah, I'll spend 10 grand on a Rolex, no problem. And then there's people who are like, I wouldn't in a million years spend $1,000 on a watch. There's people who only buy $20 watches at Walmart. So there's audiences for everything at every level of the spectrum. And if you can play in that spectrum of higher priced, good value, better value, higher profit margin, it's going to be so much easier to grow your business. That's what I really, really want you to get from this episode. Being the lowest price competitor is not your strategy. It is not. Get it out of your head. Start thinking, how can I be the highest, not necessarily the highest, but higher priced to get to that 50% profit margin? Be the better value. What am I adding to the table for my products? What am I adding with my branding? What type of service, reputation am I creating with my product? That is what's going to help you scale your business. It's going to give you that profit margin. It's going to give you that cash flow. It's going to make your supply chain so much easier. Think about it. If you're selling iPhone cables, you got to sell, and you're making 50 cents for every sale. You got to sell thousands of those bad boys to make a couple $100. Versus if you're selling a different product that was, let's say, a $25 product, you get a 50% margin, you're making $12. You only got to sell a couple hundred to make $1,000 or more, right? Less products to manage, less work, less possibilities for defects. Like, I would much rather make more money selling fewer products and items than having to sell billions of tons of cheap stuff because I got to make my profits because I'm only making 20 cents off every sale. If you found this video useful, guys, do me a huge favor and hit the thumbs up button. If you want to leave me a comment, I would really appreciate it. It helps boost this video, get it out there on YouTube to people who are searching for help with their lives. They want to change their life around. They want to build something special. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Andy. You're watching Learn How. We'll see you in the next video.